Here's your podcast segment. Call it a Book-cation, a Readaway, or just a really good excuse to pack your favorite novel. Literary travel is officially having a moment. That's the headline from a recent New York Times piece by Elaine Blusack, and if you've ever fantasized about visiting the Croatian coastline from a romance novel, or wandering the New York streets of a historical fiction, there are now entire travel companies designed to make that happen. Take EF Ultimate Break. This summer, they're running a 12-day trip to Croatia based on Emily Henry's novel People We Meet on Vacation, tracing the plot through Dubrovnik and Split, and tossing in a cruise through the Croatian islands. It's part of what they're calling a book talk-inspired travel series. And the numbers back up the demand. The flight tracking site Skyscanner found that 55% of travelers had booked or would consider a trip inspired by a book. The vacation rental platform VRBO coined the term Readaways for book-inspired group travel, and in their trend report, 91% of respondents said they'd be interested in a trip devoted to reading and relaxing. 91%. This isn't entirely new territory, of course. Hemingway fans have been flocking to Pamplona for decades. Jane Austen devotees made pilgrimages to England last year for her 250th birthday. But what's different now is the sheer infrastructure building up around it: hotels, tour operators, spa resorts, and literary festivals all competing for the bookish traveler's attention. Hotels are a big part of this. Avani Hotels and Resorts just launched a book club across 44 properties, complete with on-site book corners stocked with destination-relevant titles. At their Amsterdam location, guests can borrow The Miniaturist. Scribner's Catskill Lodge in New York selects a quarterly book and invites readers to meet the author in person. The Williams Inn in the Berkshires will actually surprise you. Guests sign up for a literary sabbatical package and find books chosen for them by a local bookstore waiting in their room. And the Kennebunkport Resort Collection in Maine wraps books in paper so you can't see the cover, identifying them only by mood clues like compelling and profound or friendship and enlightening. Then there are the tour companies going even deeper. Novel Travels runs trips through New York tied to the historical fiction of Fiona Davis, capping groups at 14 readers for book discussions and author chats. They have a 2027 Egypt departure built around Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile and a pre-trip reading list that asks, whose history survives? Timbuktu Travel offers custom itineraries in South Africa based on Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom and in India themed around Eat, Pray, Love. Their co-founder puts it well: the clients choosing book-led trips, he says, are opting out of the highlights reel and into something more considered. And for those who just want the quiet conditions to actually read, there's the Nickel Plate Express in Indiana, a heritage railway running 2-hour read and write excursions through rural scenery in library-quiet cars. Or Lake Austin Spa Resort in Texas, now offering reading retreats that alternate reading time with yoga and author meet and greets. All of this is happening, notably, against a backdrop where the share of Americans reading for pleasure has dropped 40% since 2003. But maybe that's exactly the point. As Jane Ubelmeyer, who runs a hotel digital library service called Bedside Reading, puts it, people aren't just traveling to stories, they're traveling into the conditions where they can actually read again. And if it takes a 12-day Croatian cruise to get you to finish a novel, well, nobody's judging. That's the story. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the pages.